Alright, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we have a Dinosaur deck profile, and this is post-March 2021 Banlist, so we don't have to worry about True King of All Calamities or Zexal, so this deck can definitely play, definitely OTK. UCT is a crazy boss monster, but this build is actually going to be a Dragoon build and a going first build. So it's incorporating Pot of Extravagance, and I'm also working on a Pot of Prosperity build. Kind of testing between the two to see which one's better, but obviously I've used Extravagance for a long time in this build, so definitely still feels good. So let's get into the profile. Alright, for our first two monsters, we're going to be playing two copies of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. This is an insane boss monster, probably one of the best in the entire game. If you don't know what he does, he basically allows you to flip all of your opponent's monsters face down, and he can also attack all of your opponent's monsters during each battle phase. So it's really crazy. He's a 3,500 beater, and basically he can just clear the field single-handedly. So it's kind of crazy. If you have a card will show off later, like Pentastag, that allows you to do piercing damage, he can just honestly just OTK like on his own. He's like that powerful. So crazy boss monster, but you really don't want to draw too many. You probably don't even really want to draw one because you want to be using double evil pill to summon it from the deck. Next, we have 3 copies of Soul Eating Oviraptor. This card is basically like a Stratos for the deck. He also has a crazy combo with Lost World, where he can like kind of, if you draw Lost World and Oviraptor, that's like also full combo. This deck just has like so many ways to full combo. It's like kind of insane. So yeah, Ovi, he just searches any dino, so there's actually no level restriction, and you can search Ultimate Conductor or just pretty much anything you want. So it's really versatile. The infamous Miscellaneousaurus. This is it's both like an extender, starter, and like kind of a hand trap almost. So he's just like an insane card. So basically you can send him to the graveyard from your hand, and then all dinosaurs you control for that main phase will be unaffected by your opponent's activated card effects. So if you summon a Soul Eating and they try to ash it, you can just chain Miscellaneousaurus and it will be protected. It should be noted that Miscellaneousaurus does not protect from continuous luck effects. So if they have skill drain or something face up on the field, you can't chain Miscellaneousaurus to do any sort of protection from that. That will just be still be negating the effect. But his second effect is just also kind of insane. It's once per turn you can banish this card and as many other dinos from your graveyard as you want to summon a dinosaur directly from your deck with a level equal to the number you banish. So it doesn't negate the effects or anything like that. So it's just like, honestly, just an insane card. I think if a card even had a 1 of those effects, it would be really good, but this has both, so it's just crazy. For our next card, we have Giant Rex. This one is, I think, really important to still play in the deck. You kind of want to search it off of either Baby or maybe Obi if you already have kind of full combo in your hand. But he allows you to just get a free body back on board and go into a rank 4 because when he's banished, once per turn you can just special summon him back. So you do a lot of banishing, potentially with Miscellaneousaurus, but more likely with your double evolution pill. And basically you just summon Ultimate Conductor from deck and then just get this guy back, and then you can set up your board. Because like I said, this is a going first build. So next we have 2 copies of Anmadorn Archosaur. So you really don't want to draw him. That's why we're playing 2 copies, because if you do draw him, you want a second copy in the deck that you can summon off of Misk, because Misk will not summon him from hand. And so what's crazy about Anmadorn is that he basically, when he's special or normal summoned, lets you search a double evolution pill. You potentially could search a Reptile Sea Serpent or a Winged Beast, but you're most likely not going to do that because you have to first pop a dinosaur from your hand or field. And you might think that's like a neg, but if you know anything about the deck, you'll know that you'll just be plussing like crazy, because a lot of dinosaurs get effects, specifically the babies, when you pop them. So we're playing 3 copies of Baby. So when this card's destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 4 or lower dino from your deck. So just an insane plus. So if you have Animadorn and Baby, that's like just a crazy combo on its own, because not only are you getting the Search of Double Evolution Pill off of your Animadorn, but you're also getting a special summon from your deck. So that can be anything. That could be a Soul Eating Oviraptor, which allows you to then search another card from your deck. And then if you don't have Miscellaneousaurus, you just search Miscellaneousaurus, and then just you can see how just the combo just builds and builds and builds, and it's kind of insane. So once Dino gets rolling, it's like really, really hard to stop. And then we're playing one copy of Petite Pteranodon. We're only playing one of this guy because he's pretty much not as good as Baby. He's kind of the opposite, where Baby summons a level 4 or lower, Petite can summon a level 4 or higher. So we generally want to be summoning babies because you can do Baby into Baby, but you can't do Petite into Baby. So we just kind of need him as a fourth copy of our Baby for our play. So now onto the hand traps. We're playing 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This card, like in most decks, is just really insane. It stops like 90% of effects that are happening in the metagame currently. So I think most decks should be playing Ash. So another interesting card is Ghost Bell. It's kind of the reverse of Ash. It stops a lot of graveyard effects from happening. So moving cards out of the graveyard versus Ash moving cards out of the deck. So it's really good for the current metagame. It's not always good in every format like Ash normally is, but Ghost Bell's a really good tech, and generally, if you want to stop your opponent from DD crowing you or something and hitting your Misc, then Ghost Bell is definitely a really, really good option. Next, we're playing 3 copies of Psyframe Geared Gamma and 1 copy of Psyframe Driver. So the reason that this is so good is because it allows you to have a lot of protection for your plays. So if you activate Extravagance, or if you activate Terraforming, or even if you activate Misc, obviously with no monsters on the board, you can just stop your opponent from ashing you, or pretty much using any hand trap. I mean, Imperm isn't super heavily played, so most people's hand traps currently are monsters. So this card's just nuts, and then it allows you to just go into Omega for free if you're able to summon this guy on your turn. So it's pretty crazy. And like I said, we are playing the Dragoon package, so that's going to be a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, and a copy of Red Eyes Fusion. If you don't know why we're playing these cards, basically there's a link to Verte Anaconda, which allows you to send Red Eyes Fusion from your deck to your grave to allow you to resolve the effect of Red Eyes Fusion. And what Red Eyes Fusion lets you do is send fusion materials from practically anywhere, hand, field, or deck. So you can send these 2 materials from your deck to your grave to summon out Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and Dark Dragoon is just an insane boss monster. If you use both of these normal monsters to summon him, you will actually get the ability to pop 2 monsters during your turn on your opponent's side of the field. So crazy, crazy boss monster. You're definitely gonna need to play these cards if you want to play Dragoon. And this is a Lost World build, I guess you could say. So we're playing 3 copies of Lost World and 1 copy of Terraforming to search out a copy of Lost World. Like I said, Oviraptor and Lost World is kind of like full combo, so it's just pretty much insane the amount of advantage you can get off of just like 2 cards in this deck. And the ways you have of getting these 2 cards is just like you're really not gonna brick. This deck is just like so consistent just because of its like one card or 2 card combo. So kind of insane. But to help us out with drawing even more cards, we'll be playing 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. Extravagance is really good in this deck because you don't use all your extra cards, you only use a few of them. So banishing 6 to draw 2 is like pretty much no problem. We're playing multiple copies of a lot of cards in our extra deck, so we definitely want to play Extravagance in this build. I'm working on a Pot of Prosperity build where we don't have to play as many multiples because Pot of Prosperity lets you choose the cards you banish from your extra deck versus Extravagance. They are random, so you just have to watch out for that, but a +1 I will take any day. So next we're playing 3 copies of Fossil Dig. There's like almost no reason why you wouldn't be playing these cards in any Dinosaur build. They are just insane. It is just like a Rhoda for any level 6 or lower Dinosaur monster, but it is also not once per turn. So if you draw all 3 of these, you can load your hand with 3 dinosaur monsters. So it's just like kind of insane when you have multiple copies of Fossil Dig. If your opponent ashes the first one, then you just activate the second one. So yeah, it's just pretty crazy. And rounding out the deck, we are playing 2 copies of Double Evolution Pill. So Double Evolution Pill is a really good card. It lets you banish a dinosaur and a non-dinosaur from your hand, field, or graveyard, and basically you can summon out a dino from your deck. So this allows you to summon out Ultimate Conductor Tyranno because it ignores the summoning conditions for that monster. Normally, Conductor has to be summoned using its own effect by banishing monsters from the graveyard. So, yep, now let's move on to the extra deck. So now for the extra deck, we are playing 2 copies of Red Eye's Dark Dragoon. I'm sure a lot of you know what this guy does. He's an absolutely insane boss monster. So he allows you to non-targetingly pop 2 of your opponent's monsters and burn them for the attack of both monsters, which can result in a significant amount of damage aside from just clearing the board. And he can also negate any card or effect once per turn by discarding a card from hand, and then he actually gains 1000 attack. And finally, he is not able to be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So an extremely hard monster to get rid of. Pretty much your opponent needs to have a kaiju or just another really big beater to get over him. So in order to summon him out, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Verte Anaconda. This allows us to directly send Red Eye's Fusion from deck to grave to resolve the effect by paying 2,000 life points. And Red Eye's Fusion allows us to send monsters directly from the deck. So all we need is 2 effect monsters to go into this guy, and then everything else just gets sent directly from deck. So it's a super easy way to get out Dark Dragoon. And the only stipulation is that you're not allowed to summon monsters after you activate this effect. So all you have to do is activate this last, and then you will be able to get out Dark Dragoon. For our rank 4s, we're playing 2 copies of Evilzar Dalka. This guy is a really good rank 4. He allows you to quick effect, detach material, and negate the activation of a monster effect and destroy it. And this is not once per turn, so since he'll have 2 materials, he can pretty much go off twice. And that's going to be really important in trying to stop your opponent's combos because, like I said, this is a going first build, so we want to set up as much negation and as much board presence as we possibly can. So Evilzar Lagia, pretty much not as good as Dolka in most cases, but when it does come up, it's an insane card. It's effectively a Solemn Judgment. It negates the normal or special summon of a monster or a spell or trap card activating by detaching 2 materials. So in a more simplified game state, this card can just be pretty much insane. If your opponent's like top decking, you just negate their summon, and that's going to be that's pretty much it. They're just going to have to pass turn. And finally, 1 copy of Abyss Dweller. This card just locks out the graveyard for an entire turn of your opponents, so pretty much they're not going to be able to play if they have any sort of graveyard-reliant deck. Next, for our additional Link monsters, we have 2 copies of Link Karibo. This is really important for the Anmodorn Archosaur play. We want to be able to get a non-dinosaur into the grave, and we combo that with Secure Gardena. So we're able to link off Anmodorn and then go into Secure Gardena. So now that we have Link Karibo in grave and Anmodorn, and we search the Double Evolution Pill, we can pretty much one and a half card combo, I guess you could say, because you do have to pop something off Anmodorn, go into Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. So just a really efficient way of getting to Ultimate Conductor. If that means trying to OTK or something, then you can definitely try to do that. In combination with Pentastag, it can be really good. This doesn't always come up, but if you have the option to basically have 2 extra monsters on board, your opponent has, I guess, a significant amount of monsters in defense position, or actually just in attack position, because Ultimate Conductor can, if you happen to have another monster, flip them all down into face down defense. So Ultimate Conductor allows you to attack all monsters once per turn, and Pentastag allows you to do piercing damage in defense. So this combo works really well. If you just summon Ultimate Conductor to the arrow below Pentastag, then you should be able to OTK. And then finally, our last card is Psy-Frame Lord Omega, and this just allows us to go into something once we summon out our driver and our Gamma, if we happen to do that. So not necessary to play, but just a good option just to have in the extra deck. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to smash the like button, and keep an eye out on my channel. I'll be doing a combo video for dinosaurs in the coming days, and then also I'll be having a lot more deck profiles and combo videos out to come. So yeah, thanks for watching.